Yo, guys, what's going on? Lucky Cheese 7 is back again with Eden Zero Chapter 259 live stream discussion slash review. Which, hold a phone. Lucky, you just got done doing Chainsaw Man, Chapter 145. And now we're jumping straight into Eden Zero? What the hell? Like, is this like old school Lucky Cheese coming back, like doing back to back streams in one day? Kind of, sort of. Let me just say that right now. It kind of, sort of, because something I wanted to mention from yesterday, and I think I might have mentioned in yesterday's stream, but currently I'm on break. So that gives me a little bit more time to catch up on things that I've been meaning to catch up. Like yesterday, I tackled my thoughts on Chainsaw Man Part 2. That's what I've missed out on, and then, earlier today, tackled Chainsaw Man Chapter 145, and today, finally, I'm tackling Eden Zero Chapter 259. And this chapter, and this chapter of Eden Zero, let's just go ahead and dive right into it. Like, let's not beat around the bush. Let's just go ahead and see what we're doing. So, Eden Zero Chapter 259, we got this nice cover page of a very chibi-fied battle map cover page of what's going on. So we have Hamura tackling on God Acnoella, Brigadine taking on Valkyrie. We got the Eden Zero ship with, of course, Shiki saying that he's going to go board the Eden's 1. Got Rebecca, got Laguna, got Clean, Jin, Killers on board too. We got the Eden Zero ship, which is divided into three sections actually. You've got Witch versus Wizard. You got Hermit and Wise together for obvious reasons. And then you've got Ivory, Moscow, Pino, who's still like out cold and then happy. And of course, you're dealing with the whole schematics of there being only 10 minutes left before, you know, shit goes to smithereen. Essentially, that's what we're currently dealing with. So, and the chapter title is called Storming the Eden's One, which you can already kind of guess by what that's going to be, considering that last chapter we got the implications from Shiki that yes, I'm gonna go board the Eden's One and like see what I can take care of. So we know a section of the chapter deals with that, but we know also, given from the end of the last chapter, the Eden Zero is gonna self-destruct, and that's where we pick up with Hermit here. She says in Eden Zero self-destruct protocol, and Killer says you have 10 minutes, and Wise is like, but why? I gotta. We have to do something. Like, how can we? What? And then you see the timer on there, and there's like 9 minutes and 33 seconds. Killer activated a self destruct code for your vessel. Is what. So Witch says what, and Wizard's the one that says Killer activated a self destruct code for your vessel. And she's like, you're going to destroy the ship? Then why would you board it first? And he says, look, because my only purpose is to kill you. Those are my only instructions. What happens to me is of no consequence. I'm ad-libbing that part, you know. And we ain't DBZing this shit where it takes like chapters upon chapters for like 5 minutes of Namek to blow up. No, this goes off quick because again, last page we saw it was 9 minutes and 33 seconds. This page over here goes to 9 minutes and 32 seconds. And Ivory's like, the Eden Zero is gonna self-destruct. Well, what the hell's going on? Then you've got Moscow. It's a bust. I can't wrestle the door open. And Happy point that the Pino still knock out cold. And she goes, damn it. And this man shows up. And now when I was reading this chapter and I saw him, he says, set on a mission to a ship doomed to deflagration. Can't you taste the tragic? Can you just taste the tragic heroism? And you see Clown, to which Ivory's like, Clown, how did you get in here? It's good to see you again. She's like, ah. And this is something I always kept in mind with Eden Zero. Whenever you had this whole Universe Zero thing come into effect, we have to remember Clown was on board the ship when they were traveling to Universe Zero. So it's interesting that he says over here that, oh, but you don't remember? When the Eden Zero made the jump to Universe Zero, I was on the ship too, which means one thing. He has his memories. He knows what happened in the last world. So he's like the only threat right now that is aware of like what the hell's going on of what went down in the previous world. And she's like, huh? Moscow? And Happy's like, then you remember. I do indeed. I still have my memories of the last world. And Ivory says, then you remember me beating the crap out of you. Of course I do. Oh, so I should tell you, I didn't come here to fight you. And you see him like imbuing like the poison toxin that's about to happen. Moscow gets caught in the crossfire. He's like, "What the Moscow is this?" And Ivory says, "This is anti-android. Uh, it's poison essentially. Yeah, it's basically just poison gas. That's right. I'm not here to fight you. I'm here to make sure you end up dead." Moss Pino, use your EMP, and of course Pino's still like knocked out, and Ivory's like, "It's not good, sister, Moscow." And Clown's like, "That should take care of all the bots here." Which you see the look on Clown's face is like, "Wait a second, what the hell? Wait, you? How are you not dying?" And this is the only advantage they have right now is that Happy says, "Well, in this world, I'm not a robot." Which, I mean, yeah, that's the one upside here is that, well, because Happy's not an android, he's practically okay for the most part. But then we cut over, we see the dragons getting blown up. We see Shiki's ship going all the way towards the Eden's One. It's like, there's the gate. I'm storming the Eden's One. He docks the ship. He's about to go through. You see like these minion droids like about to come out with like skeletal faces. It's actually a little creepy when I look at it. I'm like, what the hell? But you see that, and he's like deflecting all the attacks. He's doing everything he can to like destroy them. Even so, attacks going through, but he's like deflecting everything, which is awesome. It is amazing to see with what Shiki's able to do here. Magic attack, gravity field. And he like levels each and every one of them. It's like I can't believe you actually boarded the ship, and the bot gets destroyed. But little does Shiki know. You have this guy over here. He says, "Little did you know this would be your final destination." And it's actually one of the Operation Ace Galactica members that we were kind of teased at the very start of the Universe Zero. So it is Lightning Law. Interesting. So you got God Acnoella, and now you have Lightning Law. So Shiki's gonna confront Lightning Law, which gets me to think one thing. They're not taking on Void. There's no way in hell they're taking on Void. Because if Shiki's taking on Lightning Law, I don't like unless Shiki one shots him, which I don't think Hero's gonna do. I don't think he's gonna get one shot. I think he's gonna last definitely say 4 chapters. I would say 3 or 4 chapters at the most. Is what I'm thinking. He's gonna put an upside against Shiki in this fight for sure. I definitely do see that. But he says Shiki Granville, and then much like with what we've been getting recently, we cut back in time 20,000 years in the past. 20,000 years ago. Like the last thing you hear from Lightning Laws, he says Shiki Granville. Then again, cutting back in time. Shiki, 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 and regrets like Shiki. Oh, it's nothing. Forget it. Maybe it's because I'm sick. Sometimes words pop into my head that don't make any sense. And which says, like, I wonder if it's someone's name. Pretty sure it doesn't mean anything important. No, it's a good name. Shiki. And that's kind of where we end up. Like, that is the end of Eden Zero Chapter 259. And honestly, simple. It's a very, very simple chapter. Basically, you got the stuff with Killer. You got the biggest revelation in this chapter is Clown remembers of what happened in the previous world. That is like honestly one of the biggest things. It's like, yo, oh shit. Like Clown knows everything from the previous world. He knows which is supposed to die. He knows Valkyrie's supposed to die. He knows everything. So this is kind of scary. This is kind of scary that Clown, like, of all the enemies, Clown's the only one that remembers, yo, I know what y'all have been doing. I know what happened in the previous world because I was on board the ship. So it is one of those things where you're like, okay. But because Happy's on an android, it does make me wonder what exactly is Hero going to have in store for us? I really do have to think here. Like, when you look at the structure of where everything's going, again, we didn't get anything between Valkyrie versus Brigadine in this chapter. We get a little snippet of Wizard versus Witch. And for the most part, it looks like Wizard doesn't give two shits about what happens with his own fate as long as Witch is like gone. So it kind of leads me to wonder like, is this going to be a scenario where we lose Witch and Valkyrie like at the same time? Because Shiki at this point in time right now is about to take on Lightning Law, and I don't. A lot of people are thinking that Lightning Law is going to get one shot. I don't think that's what we're going to get here. I think for sure Lightning Law is going to last at the very least like half a volume. I think like that, and that would probably be what would that be? Because this would only be like what chapter 2 of volume 31. Let me see real quick. Let's look back at the volume. So Volume 28 just came out in September, which means 29 should be dropping sometime around November time, if I'm estimating that correct. Around November time is when 29 should be dropping. So, given that, yeah, this would be volume 30. Definitely volume 30. Meaning that if I'm assuming that the fight between Shiki and Lightning Law is going to be like half a volume. That would pretty much mean, well, actually, not even half, because even some of the other fights too. Like, yeah, they've been quick, but they haven't been like super duper quick. But okay, if I was to give it like a short run, I would say 4 to 5 chapters, right? So right now we're only 2 chapters into volume 30. So let's say chapter 264, 265. That's how long I think the fight between Shiki and Lightning Law is gonna span for. I think it's gonna be that long. Definitely. Now, who comes out of that fight? I think for sure it's gonna be Shiki. I definitely do think for sure Shiki's gonna come out of that fight and be victorious. The thing I have to be curious about is Void. Because so far we're being set up of Void being like the end all be all for the story of Eden Zero. And I don't think Void's gonna be taken like super light. I don't think so. If anything, what I think is gonna happen, the Eden Zero crew I think is gonna get away, but I think it's gonna come with a few casualties. I definitely do feel like that's what's gonna happen. Whether it's Ivory, whether it's Witch or Valkyrie, given with what Valkyrie said to Hamura, is that maybe the universe is just trying to do what it was meant to do. And like, like set things back on course. Which means, you know, Witch dies, Valkyrie. Now, whether or not that comes to fruition, I have no idea. But for the most part, like I said, simple chapter, not bad by any means. But the biggest revelation, obviously, is that Clown remembers everything, without a doubt. And that, again, as far as the flashback goes to 20,000 years in the past, the only big thing we got from that was the whole connection to Shiki. So it seems like Hero is gonna be unveiling the curtains on that too, like where Shiki came from. And whatever that's gonna be is gonna be pretty massive. I will say that for sure. Whatever it is, because even Ziggy himself told Shiki that, hey, look, I can't tell you about your origins. That's something you yourself have to find out. And the fact that we're getting that name drop like right here at this point, it says a lot. It really does say a lot for what Hero has in mind for Eden Zero, and keeping in mind the fact too that Hero does know the direction of where Eden Zero is going to go, especially with how the story is going to end. So I'm going to stop saying that, but basically, we're on the edge of our toes right now, and whatever we get coming forward is something I cannot wait to see. But my overall thoughts on this chapter of Eden Zero, chapter 259, I'm gonna go ahead and give a good plus. I'm gonna give a good plus simply because, again, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Biggest revelation again is that Clown remembers everything in the last world, and we're still just getting like little breadcrumbs about the 20,000 years in the past. And granted, we've been getting that for the last few chapters too, but we've been getting like little sprinkles here and there about like, okay, what's been going on. So I do hope that in the next chapter, we get a little bit more context on what's been going on with, you know, the whole backstory between the four shining stars. But aside from that, guys, that's pretty much it. Again, my thoughts on the chapter is a good plus. Let me know what you guys thought from the chapter. What was your favorite part about it? And aside from that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm Lucky G7. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Eden Zero, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.